at 45 minutes though.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live. Let me open the chat section. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
We're back at it again.
We fucking are, and we're ready to hit the ground running. Even though
hopefully connect with some people.
I hope so too. Healing is never to be rushed. It truly takes time and patience.
Oh, definitely being patient is key to letting yourself heal.
Yes.
You may hate it, but fuck, you need it.
Tell me about it.
I should have waited too. I should have given myself that time.
Even from the conversation earlier when we called stuff, maybe we should have waited a little bit.
Yeah.
To have that conversation, to share those words, those feelings, because I don't think she's in a place to hear any of that. And regardless of like how much like you wanted to say what you felt, but what's important is that you did get what you said off your chest, and there might be a little bit more left to be said, but now may not be the time to share how you feel with her. But my fellow Iron Bear brother and I, we're really hurt.
Yeah.
We're seeking inner peace.
We both need it. And I realize now that the only people that can do that are... The only person that can give yourself the inner peace is yourself.
Yeah.
You may neglect yourself, but you need to take care of yourself, and not just physically, not just hygienically. You need to take care of your mind. And I know people have been trying to tell me that, and I've wanted to. I just didn't know really where to start.
Ah! No. I think we're still live though.
Yeah, you're good.
And you know
I
what?
just had to refresh. It crashes here and there.
Okay.
Just like life.
Right? The wave always comes crashing down. Yeah. It has to.
You can't stay high forever.
And I think you just gotta learn how to get back to it. And I think we have to learn how to really fall. We're all scared to fall.
Yeah.
You know, remember when we did rollerblading? We had to do it with DJ?
Bro,
and you
I
kept
feel
falling.
on my ass so much.
Oh my gosh. That was kind of funny.
I was getting so mad though. I was mad that I wasn't accomplishing what I wanted to do. It's another thing is you can't be mad at yourself for falling, because the only way you're gonna accomplish something is the fall.
Why are we so scared to fall? Because that's what I learned when I started learning how to rollerblade. Why are we so scared to fall? Why is our brain wired that way?
Because we don't want to have the pain. When you fall, it hurts. You're not afraid of the fall, you're afraid of the ending result. You're afraid of the fail, the pain that comes with it, which can cause you to not even try at all.
That resonates with me. And
the thing you need to get over though is the fear of the hurt. Life has pain. Life has shit that just doesn't go your way. And if you just give up because when you're thinking, well, I don't want this to happen, you have to let it happen. There's things that are out of your control that are going to happen.
That's true. And with Denise, who I've told you about, didn't go as planned. Didn't go the way I drew up the fantasy in my head. It didn't go that way. It didn't at all.
It's a good way to think about what could be, but as you start to focus on getting to that goal, sometimes you can lose what you have now.
Wow.
You focus so intently on the positive thing that you're going for that everything that happens now becomes negative. And when you focus on where you could be, you forget where you've been.
Yeah.
What you've gone through, where you are, the good things that you have now. And like you said earlier, I don't remember it exactly, but it was very positive. It was... Shit, I need to try and remember. But it was like, look at the gifts that you give and look at the appreciation that you get for just being yourself, for having that impact on people's lives. And I didn't realize that I was a gift. I felt more like I was just someone people passed by. I didn't think I had that much of an effect on people. They say that good guys stay single because of things.
So no barbecue stuff. I put it back in the fridge, but now I brought carrot cake home from work.
My parents taught me not to skip dinner and go straight to dessert, but...
Oh, when you get older, it's best to eat the dessert first.
Well, that's fair.
But I might just skip dinner.
Do you want a piece of carrot cake?
I'll
Sure.
take a piece.
Yeah.
Thank
Georgia, come on. Come on.
I always skip dinner. It goes straight.
Lying bastard.
It's like, I remember my parents say, you gotta eat dinner first, but no, I don't do that.
Actually, that kind of ties in with my childhood. My childhood was not the greatest, but it wasn't the worst, I know that. The other day, I heard the first words that I ever needed to hear from people that I didn't need to hear it from. I was told that I was enough, that I was good enough, that I deserved to be loved. And it was from people that I hadn't talked to in months, possibly even a couple years. To know that people that disappeared and stopped talking to me for a while could tell me that they know for a fact that that's what I deserve and that's what I'm worth, really did a lot for me. Because everybody is worthy, whether you see it or not. Some things you have to tell yourself, but other things you have to hear from people.
Well, thank you so much.
It's got caramel on it.
You can't tell yourself what you mean to other people. You can tell yourself what you mean to yourself.
Yes.
But when you find that other people view you in the way that you want to view yourself, and the way that you view yourself, it's very uplifting. It did a lot for me emotionally to hear that when I didn't hear it from anyone for forever. My family never really told me I was good enough. They never reminded me that that's what you deserve, that's what you're worth. And so, going through that and having to parent myself is a struggle.
Yes.
Because not everybody gets that.
Right.
So the trauma that you go through when you're a kid, you have to parent yourself out of. Otherwise, it ends up where you hurt yourself or you lose the things that are most important to you because you can't see what you mean to those things.
Yes.
And realizing it now is kind of late to save the situation that I was just in. I hope that in the future things, I'm gonna be doing better. I'm gonna be helping people, helping myself. And I hope that the future has something in store for me.
I think it does. Why? It's just my gut that tells me that. It does. It is. I've always struggled with people telling me, like Jacob. I don't know if you remember Jacob from Amazon.
I don't think so.
But that guy, he walked up to me and he said, there's something about you. You're destined for greatness. I've heard some people have done that to me so much in my life. And I'm like, how? What do you see that I don't see? Why do my siblings look up to me? Why? Is it because I'm their brother and they love me? Is that why? Is that all I'm worth? Like, why do people say these kinds of things to me? Because I can't see it for myself. And that bothers me. Because I don't think, I view myself as just the average bear, the average Joe who's no better and no worse than the person next to me. So it's like, I drive myself insane trying to figure out my why, my how, my what. And honestly, I'm starting to think that I've been clouded for so long that I still don't know my why, my what, or my how is, but I feel like once the clouds clear, I'm going to realize that it's always been right in front of me. And maybe it's the person in the mirror who I've been running away from all this time. And it's funny because I'm the type of person who will point out somebody else's flaws and be like, and totally forget my own. It's like, I am good, I am bad, I am capable of both dualities. Not perfect, okay. I wouldn't want to be perfect. But my thought on perfection has changed. What if perfect means that we're capable of both making a mistake and not making a mistake, if that makes sense?
Yeah. We're capable of perfect, from what you're saying, is how I'm taking it, is that perfect people make mistakes, but they know how to deal with those mistakes.
Yeah.
And when they're doing things right, they know how to properly handle being in that way, so that they don't start thinking, well, maybe people are just using me for this or something.
You know what? And I'm sick and tired of living the same day over and over again. I've been doing this for years and more. I wake up, I look at my phone, and I'm searching for validation. I'm hoping that this person texts me, or that person texts me, or my message gets through here and there, and for it to all make all the hurt inside go away or make me feel better in that moment. But I think I'm so obsessed with instant gratification and short-term success and short-term satisfaction that I forget about the long term. I wake up, I look at my phone, I fill silence with noise, like bullshit that I listen to on YouTube. Yes, they're my interests, but I think it's just taking away time from being alone and discovering who I really am. When I'm alone, silence is loud. It causes me to get anxious and to be scared because it's just me. And even though it's like, it's just me trying to figure out what my problems are, and I just continue to run away. And I think I'm getting tired of running away. I have repeated the same day of trauma over and over again, and I haven't even realized it. Like seeing my mom hallucinating off of drugs, like that. I don't know why I recorded those of her doing that, but it sticks with me till this day. And our mind does this is incredible. It's wicked. It's amazing. But when we're hurt, whether we know it or not, our mind puts up these defenses so that we don't. So to convince ourselves that we're not hurting when in fact we are.
Yeah.
It's like I talked to Dakota yesterday, and I was telling her about my experience from witnessing my mom being homeless, not being okay, to getting worse and worse and worse, so far off that the people who cared about her the most were scared of her and didn't want to help her. So I think that the gifts, I don't know if this is a part of our nature, or if we can even fight it or rewire ourselves to be different for the greater good, but I wonder if the selfishness of expecting something in return is, I don't know, is like, is okay. Why do we expect ourselves, why do we expect something in return? Why do we do that? Why do we feel like we need something in return? You know, why can't we build towards being as altruistic as we can be, while still loving ourselves, while still making sure that we're okay, that our needs and wants are being met, not by other people, you know, living to our own standard, and not by the not by the standards that other people set for us and the world sets for us, is going to be a key to loving ourselves again and again and again, choosing ourselves every single day. When was the last time I chose myself over anybody else? I can't tell you that day. I can't tell you when I chose myself over someone else, because if I did, knowing how I've been raised, and it might have been wrong. The way I was raised might have been wrong, but I don't regret it. It makes the present harder now, but I think it's necessary for me to continue evolving as a person. I have done this so many times where I am hurting. I don't have any money in my bank account, and I'd help someone when I was a person who needed help. And you know what? There was someone named Zach. Do you remember Zach from Amazon?
Wasn't he the one that you lived with that one time and got into a fight with?
And you know what he said to me? He said, "You have a martyr's complex." And I was like, what?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is.
I think he said something to the effect of, you help people and neglect yourself and expect pity in return. You would rather help other people even if it means you hurt yourself. And when he said that, and that's paraphrasing, I denied it. I'm like, wait, what? That's not true. There's no way that's true. I am a selfless person. which is an admission in of itself. But I'm like, but now, see, and these are the gifts that I'm talking about. He planted a seed in my head that I wish I would have. I wish I would have sprouted, and I would have made a realization right then and there when he said it to me. But the truth is that sometimes ready is too late, and that seed sprouts now. Like some of the gifts that we give, they're not always supposed to blossom right then and there.
This is from this is the funniest thing that I just thought of when you were saying that.
What?
With the whole sprouting and the seed. Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. You cannot have it sprout before its time or bear fruit that it cannot. That's exactly what I thought of when you said that. You cannot force a plant to sprout before it's ready. You cannot have emotions sprout before you're ready. You can't have love without sprouting the love in yourself first.
Absolutely.
And so many people make that mistake nowadays. And I'll admit, I'm one of them.
Me too.
You jump from relationship to relationship, hoping that the seed of love that you need, that you want, sprouts right then and there. But you can't. When you want to love, and you are loving, not just of other people, but of yourself. When you love yourself, and that seed starts to grow, you're able to plant more seeds and continue getting the love and giving the love that you so desperately want. I told myself that I wanted people to love me the way I love people. And most of the time I hate people.
Yeah.
People can be pretty selfish and discontent and dishonest and kind of rude. But when you're the kind person and you start to love yourself and you start to realize that the love that you give allows people to give love back. I told myself that I wanted people to love me the way that I love them. I needed people to love me the way I love them. But I was wrong. I need to love myself the way I love people.
Wow,
I need to be comfortable with myself and care about myself as much as I care about other people. So many people are more concerned about making the person that they love happy and making sure that they're okay and making sure that they have what they need. Good people. I'm talking about the good people. But it destroys what you have in yourself. I was a fun guy. I was fun, happy. I joked around. I was weird, but I slowly started not noticing that I affected people. The jokes, the being kind, the being funny helped people. That was the gift that I gave, but that was the gift to myself that I was giving, that I didn't know I was giving, that the gifts that you give people, the happiness, the memories, they're not just the gifts for them, they're gifts to yourself. Because that was making you happy. That was a good memory. That was a good gift. That's all the reward that you should need. You shouldn't need anything in return, because without giving a gift back, you get a gift.
Yes.
It may be gratification, so that's okay. But you give them kindness, love. You know, you be a good guy, and you give that lasting memory, but that's a memory for both of you. Because in that moment, you were both happy. You both were feeling good. Sometimes you may do it because you're hurting as well, but you end up laughing, you end up smiling or something. You end up joking. And sometimes gifts are things that you don't say. It's things that you feel. The other day, literally cuddling someone can be the best gift that you ever give. Because it can make them feel comfortable, warm, and safe. But it makes you feel that way too, whether you notice it or not. If it's the right person, you can be comfortable. You can sit back. You can calm yourself. You can breathe. Because in that moment, what really matters is how you feel. How you make someone else feel.
Yes. And I'm thankful that you said that. And I have a message for someone, and that's the love of my life. Kasia, I do not regret having sex with you.
Woo!
I said that I wasn't comfortable with it, but you know what? Yes, we had sex probably for the wrong reasons. Yes, we both were healing. Yes, I've never been touched by a woman that way before. And I am not going to lie to you. That felt amazing. And there's no one else in this world who I would have wanted to touch me in that way other than you. I have always been conflicted with, is having sex to heal a good thing or a bad thing? But you know what? I feel liberated because the gift that we're always seeking, we're always looking outside of ourselves for this gift, and I shared a gift with you that day, and I'm glad my fellow Iron Bearer mentioned that the gift was how we felt in those moments. That's important. How we feel afterward, it may be different from how we felt in the moment, but I am glad to have shared that moment with you, because I think from this point on, whether we talk or not, and I will remember the moments that I'm having with Soli right now and the moments I had with you, I am going to remember this on my deathbed. These are going to be the memories that flash before my eyes when I'm good and about to be gone. And these are times. How I feel right now, this bubbly sensation that's spreading from the pit of my stomach and just over my chest and all over my body. My facial expression may not match what I feel inside, but I want you to know, I want Sullivan to know that I love both of you guys from the bottom of my heart, and no matter what happens from this point forward, I want you guys to know that not only are you guys are worth it, and I hope that every single person who hears this, listens to this, finds a way to spread their wings and fly, and know how to come down when you need it. Because like you said, Sully, we can't be high forever. Sometimes you gotta come down from that flight and see things from a different perspective.
It's like that wave. That wave doesn't stay up there forever. You have to learn how to be happy in the stagnant. You have to learn how to be happy when there's no waves. Surfers don't go out sit on the water and wait
Mhm.
and be sad that there's no waves yet.
Yeah.
They wait.
Patience.
There's always things that are gonna go crashing down, and there's always things that aren't gonna go the way that you need it or want it. But the things that you can control is where you're gonna look next, what you're gonna do next. You should look into yourself before you look for anything in anyone else. And I should have been doing that with my ex. I should have been looking at myself and fixing myself and making sure that I was okay to be with her. And this is the thing, when both people are traumatized and going through mental health things or confusion or anything like that, what you need to get right is yourself first. You may care about that person, be there for that person, but be there for yourself. And I wasn't there for myself, and I should have been. She was trying to get me to see that, and I was trying really hard to do that. But like she said, the space is what we both need to heal. But that doesn't discount the hurt that is happening.
Right.
You're allowed to have the pain of, you're allowed to feel hurt, but you gotta see that it doesn't have to. I have great memories with her. I have great memories with her family. It doesn't have to hurt as much as I let it. And I let it hurt me a lot. And I may not be able to take back what I did or what I said, or, anything that happened or that was out of my control. I can't just rewind time and have it not happen. But don't let your trauma get in the way of the good things that you have. Don't let childhood trauma, I know it hurts and it feels like no one understands, but the only person that needs to understand is yourself. When you let past trauma get in the way of what you have, you end up not happy.
Do we become, I feel like when we try so hard not to be someone who we despise or be something that we don't like, we tend to become that thing.
Yeah.
And that ties in with expectations and pressure. When you think about it and you let it weigh on you, your knees will start to buckle. You'll start to bend. You'll start to feel that pressure, and I don't know. I just feel like, back to being a gift, like, we're always looking outside of ourselves, but we are the embodiment of a gift. Like, when I look at the love in my eyes, the love of my life in her eyes, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel at peace. It's just this deep peace that touches my soul like nobody else has. It's why I can't. She's my mirror, dude. Born January 7th in 2000. Denver, Colorado Springs. She's a couple hours older than I am.
The thing about that is, you never truly fall in love with your mirror.
Never.
It may sound weird talking about self-love and all of that, but don't look for yourself in someone else. Because if you don't like yourself, you're gonna end up not loving that person as much.
It's crazy that you mentioned that. I was thinking that on my way up here. I don't like myself. I'll admit that. I hate myself. And here's why. And I want the listeners to know this, and I want you to know this, and that's why I'm sharing this. Something I've been struggling with for the past couple years is potentially being gay.
I don't mean to laugh, but
it's okay.
It's not what you think it is. Trust me.
I think I'm bisexual.
That is understandable. But just because things don't work out with one gender doesn't mean you're gay. It just means things aren't where they're meant to be at the moment.
Okay.
You aren't where you're meant to be. So many people have bad experiences with the same gender or, the opposite gender, and they feel like they would just be better off gay or something.
I felt
But
that
that's
way.
not the case. I know some people make the choice not out of trauma. But if trauma controls your sexuality, it's not real. I'm bisexual, but that's not out of trauma or anything. That's because I genuinely, from myself, not from having bad girlfriends or anything like that, I have an interest in guys as well. But I have an interest in girls. I see this a lot where I hear it a lot too, where girls, because a lot of my friends are girls, they go, man, I'm having such bad time with guys. I think I should just be a lesbian because I haven't found the guy. And I'm like, don't make sexual decisions out of trauma. Because when that decision is made later on, you can regret it.
And that's exactly, I think, what happened with Kasia.
It can... the way the brain works is interesting. But trauma-based decisions aren't you. They aren't who you are. Yeah, you could be disgusted with the opposite gender at the moment because you remember certain things that happened in the past. But you gotta realize that not everybody is like that. You have good people that genuinely want to take care of you, genuinely want, to show you the happier side of life.
Right.
That you haven't had. And to say that you made the choice based on trauma to leave a good person for something else is unhealthy. And there's exceptions. I'll admit there's exceptions where you have something traumatic happen, so you just want to experiment, and maybe it works out, and maybe you actually do like it. Not saying it doesn't happen, but in the cases that it does, that's better. But don't let the trauma destroy options.
Right.
Because if you find someone who's really good, tries, apologizes, makes the effort to show you that they care, that is a good person, and that might be the person. I feel I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm not trying to do anything like that. It's just, this is honest. When you love someone, you can't be confused. You can't let the trauma of this happened, so I don't know if I like them kind of thing. Because someone's going to come along, like you said, and find you when you think you're standing strong and your mental health, you don't worry about your mental health, you worry about other people, and they just flick that block and everything just feels like it just floods your mind. When you find that person and it's not what you think you want, or not what you don't think you want, but what you think you don't want, that can be hurtful.
And I think this girl and I, Kasia, have been lying to ourselves. Because you know what? Were there moments when I was uncomfortable? Yes. And it's because I never shared intimacy with someone in that way. And I've always wanted to take things slow. But the truth is, I don't know how to take things slow because my heart, it's in love with haste.
Yeah.
When I finally feel a connection that I've always wanted, and this maybe stems from my attachment issues, I hold on to it. I just grab tight of that thing and I don't let go. And when that something wants to leave, I destroy what I have in front of me. We wanted to have sex that night. Do I know why she wanted to? I have an idea, but I don't know for sure. And to guess and to assume, despite what she's told me had me taking an educated guess, it's best to reserve judgment on why she wanted to do it. Why? I honestly feel like it was supposed to happen.
Never assume how someone else feels.
Exactly.
Free will is the most frustrating, misunderstood thing.
Why do you say that?
Because everyone wants to control. Everyone needs a sense of control. Everyone wants something to be solid. But you can't have things that are solid. Yeah, you can have a house, but that's not solid. You can lose a house. You can have a relationship that you think is built perfectly, or, you know, you can think you can have money. Money goes away. Houses crumble. You know what the only thing solid you have? Is yourself. You don't go away. Feelings go away. Feelings change. Those aren't solid. You can be happy. You can be angry. That goes away. But you choose how happy comes around. You choose how much happy is in your life.
So that hits me where it hurts. When she told me that I have to focus on myself, I have to be my own best friend before I can be a best friend to others, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurt.
It's not even about being a best friend to yourself. It's about being right for yourself. And that's what I think most people should know, is they have to be right for themselves. So, on that note, everybody out there that may listen to this or is listening to this, be yourself and be happy with yourself.
Yes, and try to love yourself.